Although ARTCAM Insignia has a fantastic amount of options to control the toolpath when you're calculating it, there are still going to be situations where you might want to make changes after you finish the calculation. These could include moving the start point around, adding the bridges, or even taking the design that you've created and multiplying it to cut a number of them. Or maybe, as we're going to do in this case, even create the opposite and in fact build a left and a right simply by mirroring the toolpath. Let's start off by looking how we might edit some of the toolpath options. First of all, we could take the outside cut if we wanted and perhaps edit the leads and start point that we've got here. You can see at the moment we're leading in over on the right. This is right by the handle, and perhaps it would be better if I just drag that around and actually put the lead in and out on the bottom of the door, where it might be a bit easier to sand and we're less likely to see it on the finished part. You can see I can also change all the parameters that I've got in here, even maybe changing so we don't lead out and we only have a lead in. Very powerful. On top of that, we can change the start point position more automatically by saying put all the start points to the top, bottom, left or right. And we can also add the bridges if we want. In this case we might want to create 4 bridges, which again we can move around, and they will provide little tabs of material that are going to hold the part in place when we cut them out. So having made the edits, now let's look at how we would make a mirror copy of this, and then how we'd make so we could cut 4 sets of them without copying the geometry or recalculating the toolpath. Firstly, I'm just going to switch off the vectors that we've got in here. I'm going to select the toolpath data, and I'm going to go into the toolpath transform. I'm going to ask it to copy the toolpaths and make a mirror of them, and then we're going to move that mirror 400 millimeters. And so there we have a mirror copy of our original. Next thing we're going to do is just take those two and make 4 sets of these doors. So if we go to the copy option, we're going to use the block copy option. I'm going to go an X offset of 800, Y of 600, 2 of each, and hit apply. And you can see there it's going to make us all the copies that we need of our doors, including the vectors as well, so if we need to recalculate these. Finally, this is not going to look very pretty if I cut it, because at the moment I'm going to be cutting all the toolpaths for each door separately, which means I'm going to have to change the tool each time for this door, change it each time for this door, change it each time for this door, or it will take the time to change it automatically. It'd be much better for me if I can amalgamate these toolpaths, so all the V-carving is done on each door first, then all the area clearance, then all the engraving, and then all the cutouts. We can do this with the merge tool that ARTCAM Insignia has. If I take and select all these toolpaths, we go into the merge option, I'm just going to say automatic, but I want to cut the profiles last, so I want to make sure that I do the cutout passes final. If we hit calculate, what that's going to do is take what would have been probably 20 toolpaths and amalgamate them into 3 separate ones. If we want, we can simulate these, we can output them now. We do the conical cutting first, the V-bit second, and then finally we could go in and do all the cuts that we use in the 6mm tool for doing the cutouts last of all. You can see we've got the bridges on there to hold the parts in place as we cut them out, and how easy it was for me to make edits to the toolpath after we'd calculated it, and also to do some very complex things in terms of making mirrors, multiple copies, and then merging them together to make the toolpath efficient again.